maker, and I'm absolutely thrilled to bring to you a very special story as part of Kathai Golu's Navratri celebration. Yes, it is Navratri when we joyfully celebrate Goddess Durga and all of her 9 avatars. The 9 avatars that embody the spirit of patience, of virtue, of determination, of being powerful yet very grounded, of being empathetic, of being loving, of being strong, of being devoted, and also, when necessary, being fearless and fierce. Those are the things that we celebrate Goddess Durga for. And I thought, as part of this celebration, I would like to bring you a story of the women that walk amongst us, goddesses in their own right, just because they have imbibed and they show these same qualities. So my story today is a tribute to all of these women. My story today is that of Everester Megha Parmar, the first woman from Madhya Pradesh to summit Mount Everest. Let us transport ourselves back a few years back to the crack of dawn on May 22nd, 2019. As the sun rose above the Himalayas, let's transport ourselves to that summit of Mount Everest, where under conditions of minus 52 degrees Celsius, with frostbite, altitude sickness, low oxygen levels, all these extreme conditions, Megha Parmar stood atop Mount Everest, at the top of the world, and hoisted the tricolor. In that moment, she had achieved her goal. In that heartbeat of a moment, she had made the entire nation proud. But the mental and the physical journey all the way to the top of the world did not come easy for Meghaji. It was only because of her grit, her determination, and as she likes to put it, her stubbornness or her zidda, that she was able to complete this journey and meet and achieve her goal. So how did it start? Meghaji was the daughter of a simple farmer from Bhojnagar in Sihor district in Madhya Pradesh. And she was like any other village girl from her village, with no set goals or demands of life other than getting through her 12th standard exams, turning 18 and getting married. That was the goal. But as destiny would have it, her family decided to send her to study to the city. To study for her graduation, she accompanied her brothers who were already pursuing their higher education in the city. And the reason was simple. The family wanted to help her brothers out by sending Meghaji so that she could cook for them. She still remembers the hard life that she led, even in the city, lugging cans of water from the ground floor all the way up to the second floor every single morning. Multiple cans that then would be used throughout the day for cooking, for washing, for the washroom, and all those things. And now she wonders that maybe that was a hidden exercise, a hidden strength training for what was to come later in her life. But let's continue with the story. So while she was in the city, she read a news article about 2 men from Madhya Pradesh who had achieved summiting Mount Everest. And that started the thought clicking in her mind, and the circle of thoughts began, and the mountain began to call to her, because she knew that no woman from Madhya Pradesh had achieved this feat before. And she set a goal for herself. She was determined, and once she had decided that she was going to attempt to summit Mount Everest, that was it. Her entire focus went down that route. Now, it is no easy task to summit 8,848 meters at frostbite conditions, extreme low oxygen, extreme cold conditions. It's physically a daunting task, mentally a daunting task, but even financially a daunting task. Do you know how much money one needed at that time to even attempt to summit Mount Everest? 25 lakhs. 25 lakhs of rupees Megha ji did not have. Her personal finances could not support that huge an amount of money. So she started working to plead for sponsorships. And she did a lot of grueling groundwork. She actually made a list of 550 people that she could call personally and ask for their support. Do you know how she got this list? She scoured newspapers on a daily basis and found the names of everyone who was advertising in the newspaper, realizing that they had a product that they wanted to sell. And then she pitched to them that if you support me and my climb to Mount Everest and I succeed, it will be your success. It will have immense marketing potential for your product. Quite a smart move. And some of them did say yes. But the majority of her funding came from a private company as well as the Madhya Pradesh government. But she landed that financial support and did some basic training too. And finally, gathered everything she needed. Her backpack itself weighed 25 kgs, boots 2 kgs. As you can see in the picture, it's no small task. That's all the gear that she carried with her. And in 2018, she attempted summiting Mount Everest. From the base camp to 4 camps up. At the 4th camp, she was in the death zone, so called because most climbers actually die in this zone. Their body just cannot take it. Megha ji kept going, kept climbing till 8,108 meters above sea level. She was only 700 meters away from the summit, from her goal. But her speed had declined drastically. She was gasping for air and struggling. And her Sherpa, her guide, saw that. And he advised her to not attempt the last 700 meters, but to return. In his words, he said, कि आप summit तो कर पाओगे, लेकिन जिंदा वापस नहीं आओगे. Meaning, yes, you will be able to summit probably the 700 meters, you can go ahead, but you will not return alive. You don't have that much strength left in you physically. And Megha ji's mind started racing. She started thinking, I've collected so many funds, so many sponsors, my family, my village's hopes ride on me. How can I quit being just 700 meters away? I have to continue. I have to summit. The Sherpa knew what she was thinking, and her Sherpa told her, पहाड़ तो वहीं रहेगा, जिंदगी बचेगी तो दोबारा कर पाएंगे. Meaning, the mountain is not going anywhere. But only if you sustain life, if you are living, if you are alive, will you be able to attempt it successfully a second time. Let's go back. And she thankfully listened to her Sherpa and returned. But it was so devastating, coming back with that failure riding high on her mind and heart, that she had not achieved what she had set out to do. And she got a lot of flack from the community for not achieving that. But she decided to try again. And when she came back, her family supported her and they said, analyze, think about what went wrong. So she took a notebook and actually wrote down. And she figured out that she was lacking speed and stamina and the strength, and that she needed to train more intensely. So she enrolled in the Vajpayee Institute of Mountaineering for the basic training. And the hurdles did not end there. She had a very unfortunate accident when she fell down off a wall climbing exercise. And she actually got 3 hairline fractures in her backbone. Such a terrible fate for someone who is a mountain climber. 9 months she struggled through pain, excruciating pain, and through therapy to recover. 9 months of being almost bedridden. But she emerged from that, from the depths and the low feelings that she got through that experience. She emerged from that with strength and powerful thoughts. And the most powerful mantra, जब तक चढ़ूंगी नहीं, छोड़ूंगी नहीं. Meaning, until I summit, I will not quit. And with that in mind, she started retraining, waking up at 4 in the morning and running and running and running under a trainer, running till she could run 42 kilometers. And with that same spirit, she attempted Mount Everest a second time in 2019. And yes, at the crack of dawn, at minus 52 degrees Celsius and at 8,848 meters above sea level, Megha ji unfurled the tricolor, hoisted the tricolor atop Mount Everest, at the top of the world. And this she achieved only, yes, only because of her Durga-like qualities of grit and determination and a can-do spirit and a never-quit attitude. And that was our story celebrating Navratri. But we are not done yet. There's a very special end to this story with a very special personal message from Megha ji herself to all of us. Let's listen.
जय हिंद और देवियों, आप सब अपनी शक्तियों को पहचानो। नवरात्रा प्रारंभ होने वाला है। हम देवियों की पूजन तो करते हैं, पर हम हमारे अंदर की देवियों को भूल जाते हैं। याद करो, जब तुम्हारे ऊपर कठिनाई आए और तुम्हें लगे तुम कमजोर हो, तो माँ दुर्गा की शक्ति को तुम्हारे अंदर की याद करो। याद करो, जब तुम्हें लगे कि मैं नर्वस हूँ, कुछ नहीं, हताश हो रही है, तो माँ गौरी को याद करो। याद करो, जब तुम्हारे ऊपर अत्याचार बहुत बढ़ जाए, तो माँ चंडी को याद करो, खुद चंडी बन जाओ। याद करो कि कैसे महिषासुर मर्दिनी ने सबका वध करके सबको सुख समृद्धि दी थी। तो इस नवरात्रा मैं आप सबसे यही कहूंगी कि मैं गांव की, छोटे से गांव की, इसी गांव की, इसी घर की, भोजनगर की लड़की अपनी इस शक्ति को पहचान पाई थी। तब जाके इस चद्दर वाले घर की छोरी, ऊपर दिखाइएगा, इस चद्दर वाले घर की छोरी इसी भोजनगर गांव से दुनिया की सबसे ऊंची चोटी माउंट एवरेस्ट पे पहुंच पाई थी। मैंने इन्हीं देवियों के अंदर की जो शक्ति है वो अपने अंदर पहचानी थी। और मेरी शक्ति थी कि मुझ में साहस है, मुझ में शक्ति थी कि मुझ में दृढ़ता है, मुझ में शक्ति थी कि मैं रुकूंगी नहीं। और उन्हीं शक्तियों को मैंने समझा, परखा, कठिनाई आई, सभी बाधाओं को पार करके मैं टॉप ऑफ द वर्ल्ड पे पहुंची। इस नवरात्रा आप सबसे यही कहूंगी, बाहर की देवी के अलावा अपनी अंदर की देवी को पहचाने और उसकी भी पूजन करें और उस शक्ति को बाहर निकालें। जय माँ।
Thank you so much, Megha ji, for that wonderful, wonderful message. We will hold it very close to our hearts. Thank you, listeners, for listening to this story, and be sure to tune in for all the other stories at Kathai Goli. Namaskar.